What happened is that the Israeli army destroyed us. They destroyed our entire family, me, my wife, and my kids. We are suffering. Our psychology is very bad. This kid you see doesn't sleep at home. When he sleeps at home, he imagines Muhammad, his brother, and shouts, Muhammad was shot. Muhammad was shot. His sister is in the same situation.
Okay, well, you obviously heard some political opinions in that report from Mustafa Fatih Yavuz. We don't get that from Save the Children, for whom Jason Lee is the country director. He joins us now from occupied East Jerusalem. Jason, well, obviously we won't ask you to comment on the politics of this, but the humanitarian aspect of it. What do Palestinians in occupied territories tell you about their own insecurities in terms of living in their own land and having to be aware of what's going on? How much do they modify their daily behavior? How much are they always on alert?
Yeah, thanks very much for that. Good afternoon. Look, I think it's of grave concern, particularly when you look at the impact on children. Save the Children, we work exclusively with children in the West Bank and Gaza. And last year, we released 3 reports, one on the attacks on education, so what children go through to actually get an education, things that we take for granted elsewhere in the world, how children are arrested and detained, and also the impact on demolitions of children. One of the common themes that come through is that beyond the immediate trauma of children going through these very, very violent incidences is the longer-term mental health and psychosocial impact. I mean, what do you tell a child that is afraid that the house is going to be destroyed? What do you tell a child that is afraid that when they walk to school, they're going to be harassed, they're going to be attacked, or they're going to be tear gassed when they're at school? So the violence that children experience is unacceptable in both the West Bank and Gaza. And it's really, really critical that all of us, the international community, everyone who believes that every child needs to be protected and kept safe, actually takes action to hold duty bearers to account for to make sure that their obligations, and it is an obligation to keep children safe, is met.
Absolutely. You'll have seen the pictures of Syrian children who, when given crayons and paper, are drawing scenes of destruction and death and blood and bombs dropping from the air. What did the children of Gaza and other occupied territories tell you about how they feel growing up in the environment that they are in?
The most startling thing, first and foremost, is the actual level of violence that children go through. I don't think any child anywhere in the world should ever witness, participate in this level of violence. Now, what we saw in the recent escalation in Gaza is that children themselves, my own team were telling me that their children could not sleep. They were fearful. They were afraid that they would be killed. I mean, what do you tell a child if they say to you, will I still be here tomorrow? So you can imagine that, children, they may not understand exactly what's happening, but they see and they hear everything. And I think that level of fear, the level of feeling that they're going to be killed, seeing their friends, seeing their family, seeing people they know die and everything destroyed around them I can't imagine the impact that would have on a child. Again, I think it's really quite critical that we learn and we see what's happening around the world and in Gaza and the West Bank, and we take immediate steps to end that, because children have to be protected. Everywhere in the world, children deserve special protection. These are the rights that are enshrined in the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, but also in every society that we live in. There's a commonality that children are important. They represent the future, and therefore we must take steps to ensure that they're safe and healthy.
Jason, always appreciate you coming on to TRT World to tell us about your work at Save the Children. Really appreciate it. Jason Lee speaking from occupied East Jerusalem.